Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Adolphus Gray. Welcome to our part 2 of if and else statement. This is our last example of if and else statement when you have only one condition. So today we're going to look at when you have more than one conditions. Okay. So I'm just going to continue from where we left on our last tutorial. So suppose you have more than one condition that you want your program to test before it continues to another part of your code. So we're going to erase this part, because when you have more than one condition, that's why you're going to use if, else if, and then else at the end as a default handler if your input does not meet the conditions that you've already specified. So let's go ahead and get down to it. Now remember last time we said when you have one condition and then you enter your input, and then it will tell you that okay, hi Adolphus. That's what it's gonna print on the screen. And then if you enter another number, it's gonna say goodbye Adolphus. Now let's add another option. Like say enter your option, and then you enter 1. It writes this line of code here. Say it writes hi Adolphus. Now we add another condition. Like when you press 2, it will say good job, for example. Now let's go ahead and write the lines of code, and that's where you're gonna say else if, and then open your brackets, and then that's where you write your condition. Our second condition is when you enter 2, it will say good job, and then that will say option if else if option is equals to 2, then write C out good job. Good job. Okay, let me change this keyboard because it's making a lot of noise on our video. Give me a second. Okay, welcome back guys. My keyboard seems not to be working, all of them today, but then I promise on our next tutorial everything will be fixed. So let's just continue with this one, and then yeah, go ahead and terminate your line. And then that's where after this else if statement, that's when we add our else statement, the last part, which will handle any other option whereby your input does not meet the conditions that you have specified here. And then let's just write that other code that we wrote before, which says goodbye Adolphus. Now this is what we've just added, this piece of code here. So basically when I enter 1, when I run this code, and it will ask me to enter an option. When I enter 1, it will say hi Adolphus. When I enter 2, it will say good job. Then if I enter any other number except 1 and 2, that's when it will print goodbye Adolphus. So you can add from if you have more than 2, you can even go to 10 options. But then imagine if you have more than 50 options that you want to or 50 conditions. which is going to be a very, very long code, and it's going to consume most of the space, and then it's going to process slow. So that's where we'll be focused, or we'll move to when you use the case statement, which is almost similar like if statement, but that we'll be looking at on our next tutorial. So let's go ahead and run this program and see how it works, how it functions. Okay, and then let's run it. From our previous example, you have seen when I press 1, it will say hi Adolphus. Now let's just test the other condition that we have added on our program from our previous example. Now when I enter 2, it says good job. Okay, and then when I run it again and press 9 or 90, it should say goodbye Adolphus, correct. And then just to make it clear, let's test the first option or condition where I enter 1, which will say hi Adolphus, correct. So basically this is how you write an if else statements, because yeah, that's how it works. So you can go ahead and then check how many condition you can add and play around it. And remember, I've asked you on our previous tutorial that go ahead and play around the data types, whereby you change the int to string to char to yeah. So I'll just quickly go ahead and then change this data type of int, and then let's not focus on the numbers, and then focus on, like, let's do it when you have to enter let's say a letter. Now I'm just gonna change this to 3, and when you are working with string, you have to include a library of strings here and say hash include strings, and then yep, that's it. And then another thing, when you're working with strings, you know, like you have to put them inside inverted commas. And then let's say our option, say when you enter your option and say A, you will say hi Adolphus. When I enter B, you will say good job. And when I enter any other letter, it should say goodbye Adolphus. Now I say when I enter A, which is a small a, and then when I enter small lowercase b, and then here else, I don't have to specify it because it's by, like, that's what is gonna display if my conditions here are not met when I enter my inputs. Okay, and let's go ahead, build and run. Okay, let's run the code. Now check, when I enter A, you'll see hi Adolphus. Then let's run it again. When I enter B, it will say good job. And then when I enter any other letter, it will say goodbye Adolphus. Let me press L. It will say goodbye Adolphus. Now take note of my inputs. I was only entering lowercase a and lowercase letters. Now if I enter uppercase A, it will say goodbye Adolphus, because I did not tell my compiler that even when I press a capital letter A or B, it should print this line of code here. So check this. I enter capital letter A, it will say goodbye Adolphus, because I didn't specify the condition here. Now to correct that problem, that's when you say you use the relational operators, where you say or option is equals to capital letter A, and then you come here again and see or option is equals to B. Now this sign here, these are vertical lines, is an OR operator on C++. So to write these vertical lines, you press shift and press the button above enter, or the one which has the backslash. That's the button that you have to press to write these lines here. Now let's go ahead and then debug it again and test if our program runs accordingly. Now remember, when I entered a small caps lower caps A, it gave me a correct output, and then when I entered a capital letter A, it said goodbye Adolphus. Now let's write capital letter A and see if it will write hi Adolphus. Yes, it writes hi Adolphus, which means it's correct. Yeah, this is how you do it when you're working with conditions that want you to add more or similar conditions, like the cases when you have to say, okay, if I enter A, it should give me the same output. When I lowercase a, give me the same output. Even when I enter the capital letter, it should give me the same output. Yeah, this is how to do it. And then next tutorial, we're going to look at it in case you have more conditions that you want to include in your code. Then that's where the case or the switch statements play the part of handling such code. Because if you have to write a code that has 100 conditions, then you see like it's gonna take the whole day for you to code that kind of code. So yeah, this is the end of our part 2 of if-else statement. Then on our next tutorial, we'll be focusing on the case statement or the switch statement. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and yeah, tell your friends to also like, or those who are doing programming, and then keep on watching these videos. I know they will help you. Yeah, thank you. Till we meet again. Goodbye.